Alright guys, what's up? Sammy33 coming back with another hot tag video. This one is going to be a little different. This won't be a list. I wanted to focus on, since this pandemic has started, which wrestlers I think have earned a star for helping to keep us entertained during this time. I said, it's difficult to be under this condition from their perspective, but I just want to give proper due and respect to those that have performed all that have performed since we have been under the self-quarantine or stay-at-home orders, because without them it would be even more difficult for some to stomach not having any product to consume at all. So just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone from every promotion that has performed in the ring, whether taped or live, doesn't matter. Appreciate you. This video is going to focus on the WWE. So again, this is not a particular list in order. I just wanted to say, make a list of some that have stood out to me during this time, whether it's because they've had some solid matches, whether it's because they have gotten an opportunity and taken advantage of it that possibly may not have been there. There's a guy on the list I'm thinking about specifically, but just want to give some due credit here. So let's take a look here. I've got a short list, and I'm not going to keep this video long. It's going to be a shorter video because I don't want to go too much into detail, but I just want to throw some names out there. You guys let me know how you feel. We can talk about this in chat. We can talk about this in the comments, and we'll see. There's some that others would probably agree with. So we're looking at basically a span of a month and a half. The middle of March, I believe, is when the shutdown began, and we're pretty much at the beginning of May, late April at this point. 6 weeks, 7 weeks, somewhere around that. I'm losing track now. But the first guy that came to mind when I thought this list was Austin Theory. So I've watched him in Evolve. I've actually got to see him perform live. Dude is amazing. I'll tell you what, this guy's 22. He's going to be a superstar. Mark my words. He's going to be a superstar. If it's not with the WWE, it will be elsewhere. So he comes to NXT. Has a great match with Tommaso. You know how it ended, Johnny. But I believe he faced Roderick Strong as well. Really, really good match. Then this pandemic happens. Andrade gets hurt. You need people that are able to wrestle and perform on Raw, and it seems he kind of gets hot-shotted a little. Garza as well, because hey, we need guys to perform in order to have content for people to watch, and Austin gets thrown in. Just recently had a match with a singles match with Aleister Black, for the qualifier for Money in the Bank. Great match. Aleister won, as he should have, but a good showing for him. WrestleMania, a tag team match, good showing for him. He's going to eat some L's, because that's what he's going to do. He's had a couple of Claymores, but I think that him being able to perform during this time is going to benefit him in the long run. I don't know if it means he stays on Raw, if he goes back to NXT once this starts to return to some normalcy, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they decide to do with him and how he performs. If he goes back to NXT, he's going to be a star, in my opinion. If he stays on Raw, curious to see how he's used. Maybe eventually he moves away from Selena and Andrade in their little stable, as Selena's client. We'll see. I like him. I'd be remiss if we're going to talk about the ladies. Think what you will. Got to give her props. Charlotte. Go ahead and cross her off the list too. Great match with Mia Yim. Great match at WrestleMania with Rhea Ripley. Still kind of surprised that she won, because I really thought Rhea was going to win, but she was amazing. And we know Io Shirai is coming up in the near future, so she has the potential to go through the NXT women, and they're still performing. So if this continues to go on longer with no live audience, she's going to have Io, Casey. I don't think Candice LeRae, now that she's technically heel, I guess. That's what we're going with her. Um, Tegan Knox. Like there's a stable of women wrestlers that she can face in NXT that she can put on good matches with, and she'll continue to be out there performing. That definitely helps. Won't be on Raw or SmackDown, which is almost kind of good. It gives NXT some content to have too, so you can take her off for now, and then when this returns to normal, she drops the belt and goes back to being on Raw. Almost works out really well in that sense. Not ideal, but it works. And I'm not even gonna list him separate because I was gonna say Johnny Gargano, but I'm gonna list him and Tommaso Ciampa specifically for their match. You know the match I'm talking about. So I'm still in shock that Johnny won and the way that he won. But again, we talk about art, wrestling, and because they have this unique ability, because of there being no audience, to say, hey, I'm leaving the building, and when I close the door, you guys go at it. When it's done, it's done. Everywhere. Johnny gets the dub. Don't care how he did it. I really don't. But it was an amazing match. And I'd say probably since this whole thing has started. In ring, Ripley and Charlotte. Totality, match wise, those two. It's the best thing that NXT has put out. And you get the ending to the best rivalry to this point in NXT. Don't know if it'll be top, but a great way to end the rivalry. And it was a great match. I really enjoyed watching that. Sticking with NXT for a little bit, two guys I want to give props to: Roderick Strong and the matches that he's had, and then also Keith Lee, your North American championship or champion. Won it before all this stuff started. He's defended it a couple times. He's been involved in matches. Came to save the dream. It kind of sucks in the sense that he is a big fan favorite. He's over, but he doesn't have the audience. You don't have that support there during his matches to feed off of, but he's doing a good job with his run. There'll be another guy that I'll be mentioning a little bit later in terms of champion that it kind of sucks that you're having this shine without the crowd there, but don't worry. We acknowledge you. We know you are indeed limitless. I wanted to also say the Street Profits. Now, they're a little bit different. People get upset with them. I just want to make sure I don't go, have my list kind of jumbled here. People have complained so much about them having too much content. But I know there's a limited staff of people in terms of wrestlers that are working. They have done great with the opportunity that they've had, whether it be on commentary during a Bianca Belair match. Wonder why that would be. Or defending the tag titles, tag matches. They're a really good tag team. And again, it's one of those things. They're really popular and over with the crowd, but there is no crowd there, so it takes away from it. Maybe they've had too many segments at times. I get it, but you still need to be able to have stuff to fill in between. So the balance is: do we give them a normal length match here, or do we turn it on the other side and say instead of a normal length match, we give them, so it's either normal and we're gonna put a package on of this match from 2006, or as we give them a longer match, so you have actual content, relevant to today to watch. The answers are going to differ for everyone. I'm content with what they've done. They've done a good job with the opportunity that they've had. See where it goes, but definitely give them props because they've done more than their fair share to help carry the roster for this time. Bianca Belair, we're just going to lump her in with the Street Profits in the same sense. She's had some good matches. I think she'll do good on Raw. I'm not sure if her call-up is because of what's gone on, but at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to her potentially maybe facing Becky, maybe getting that rematch with Shayna down the road if Baszler does win the championship. Bianca's that, she's that one. So yeah, I think that she may not have won an NXT won the championship. She will win a Raw. Mark my words. Asuka's going to get linked in there too. I definitely hear the complaints about her being maybe a little too vocal during her matches, and it definitely standing out. I had to go back and watch some of her older matches to see if it's just a now thing or if it was in the past too. Because I'm like, geez, like was she this freaking talkative or just making these kind of noises during her matches? Have I just not noticed this? Really interesting, but she still can go. So I've loved what she did. The WrestleMania match started kind of slow against um, Bliss and Nikki Cross, but it worked. It worked. The rematch, it worked, and she'll be in Money in the Bank. It's working. She's doing, performing well in the ring. It's just that some of the chatter is like almost Carmella-like in the sense like I wish you would just shut up and wrestle because it just really stands out. But she is such a good performer. I honestly don't care, but I get how some people feel that way. And that's going to leave me with two. So another lump together. Rollins will have his match with Drew coming up, but I wanted to lump him together with Kevin Owens for the amazing match that they had at WrestleMania. In my eyes, if we're going to leave the creative stuff out, that was the best match on the card. The triple threat TLC is really, really close to me, but that was the best. The trash talk to KO, the getting yourself disqualified and KO talking trash, getting you back in the ring, obviously the spot at the end. But it's just that they work so well together. And they have in the past because they've had matches before, but they just worked really well. I like this dynamic of him as the face, KO as the face, Seth as the heel. I'm so used to KO being the heel and talking trash, which would have been great to hear too. But it worked well. It's the best match of the pay-per-view. See what KO is able to build, how he builds off of it in the future. Rollins obviously is going to get the first crack at Drew. I expect him to lose. And then we'll see where things go for there with him for our Monday Night Messiah. But I would end it with the last one. Our champion, our Universal Champion. What can I say? It sucks immensely. They felt like they were backed into a corner. If he loses to Brock, people are pissed. But you would have him lose because you want him to beat Brock when you can have that reaction. His first WWE major championship is won with no one there. Was I happy? Yes. Did I mark out? Yes. Would it have been better had there been a live audience? Absolutely, 1000% yes. But I'm still so happy for him. He's been there. He's had great matches. Loved the match with Garth. The Claymore is just so awesome. I'm sure the match between him and Seth is going to tear the house down. I just wish that we could, as a crowd, it's going to be a weird title reign. I feel like it almost has to be extended now, just so he can be able to have like that first reaction of the first live Raw back with some sort of audience and have him start the show so he can get the respect and the adulation that he deserves. It'll come. It's awkward. It really does suck. It's what it is. Those are my favorites during this time. Austin Theory, definitely the big one. That's why I said him first, because I think that he potentially could turn this into a really major opportunity, given I feel this whole situation has led to him being on Raw in the first place. But what about you guys? Do you think other guys or gals have shined during this time? Are there some you're disappointed maybe didn't shine as much as you thought they might during this time? Are there some that you wish were here wrestling now that aren't, given what's going on? Let me know in the comments below. We'll talk about it in stream. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.